Hello there, shortcuts. Stephen here. Had a week off, you may have noticed. But came back to the tragic news that Tom Verlaine, lead singer, guitarist, songwriter for the utterly majestic television, is no longer with us. So I thought I'd wear this in your honour, Tom. Managed to catch you live at Queen Elizabeth Hall in London, and it was utterly magnificent. So I've got a few bundles of records to show you guys. This is a jazz, reggae, and soul bundle, predominantly jazz. Some really interesting sealed and rare records here, though. So we'll start here. So this is a very early Japanese pressing of Time Out by the Dave Brubeck Quartet, pressed as part of the Sound Laboratory series, which means if you look in the top corner there, you'll see it was pressed at 45 RPM on this, and you're going to take my word for this, really heavy vinyl with a very basic sleeve. I had to listen to it earlier. Man, I think I got to read you this review from the Discogs entry. This is from MKS Prow on the 7th of April, my birthday last year, 2 years ago. I know that the sonic standard for this record was set by Analog Productions with their 2-disc 45 RPM pressing, but the sonic quality of this is mind-bogglingly great. Such presence in the cymbal work, deep mids, and a gut-punch low end. I could not agree more. It even has the sound charts. Can you see that? The charts of how this has been recorded. It's quite something. Now, let's move on to The Latin Bit by Grant Green. William Bobo on drums, Wendell Marshall on bass, Johnny Assia on piano, obviously Grant Green guitar, but the magnificently named Potato Valdez on conga. So I've been reading reviews of this, and I've played a few tracks. It is what it says in the tin. It's a loosely Latin-based jazz lick, songs like Brazil and Mambo in. A lot of fun, very, very upbeat and smile-inducing jazz record. All right, what about this? This sleeve, Sugar by Stanley Turrentine. Look at the back sleeve. That is just magnificent. On the City label, this one's got George Benson and Freddie Hubbard on it. A fabulous gatefold photo of Stanley right there. This is Japanese first press. Never had this before. Reviews are pretty stonking, so I don't know, someone will love that, I think. Talking about a record to love, if you don't have the Japanese pressing of this, you're missing out. First time I've had it in yonks. Look at that back sleeve. It tells you all you need to know. Headhunters, Herbie Hancock, genius record. Now, I'm going to show you another record here. Now, this is one of my favorite labels. If you ever see this label, Kudu, for me, I'm immediately leaning in. This is the home of Idris Muhammad and Carmen McRae and other folk that I've fallen in love with over the last 4 or 5 years. But I'm very excited to have found this. at last. I've had this on my own shelf for I don't know how long. But here it is. This is the first ever record that was released on the Kudu label. And it's called Breakout by Johnny Hammond. Now, to be frank, this is more blues funk than jazz. And when you hear who's on it, it's got Grover Washington, Eric Gale, Billy Cobham. None of that would be a surprise. Magnificent hard cardboard gatefold. Sweaty, bluesy, kind of really, it just is, you can hear the fun and energy from the studio. Love that record. Highly recommended. Now this I think is the first time I've ever had this record, which is surprising because it normally is at the top of the list of many aficionados' view of the greatest jazz records of all time. This is Money Jungle by Duke Ellington, of course, with Charlie Mingus and Max Roach. This is a really nice pressing, really beautiful quality cardboard, complete with Obi on the Toshiba label, Toshiba EMI as it was at the time. A really intricate and challenging but beautiful record that's really its legacy is only growing through the years. Now, this artist I've been turned on to by folks in this group, and you know who you are, Olga and Ivan and others, but this is Sunny Side Up by Lou Donaldson, a late 70s pressing, beautiful condition with the Obi. Really melodic, beautifully produced, really nice sound quality on that one. Now, I can't vouch for the sound quality of this next record because it's sealed, but I do have noted the feedback from other folk out there who have bought from this Blue Note 4000 series and who have raved about the quality. Now, there's a couple of things that I've learned about what this label means. So, the 1500 series and the 4000 series, this label describes how the first press run of these pressings absolutely replicated the original records, right down to the fact that the original records had a powder coated sleeve, which means when you take it out of the shrink wrap, it has this almost velvety feel. And so I haven't opened one of these 4000 sleeves myself, but I've heard feedback and I'm intrigued. And this is Joyride by Stanley Turrentine, arranged and conducted by the mighty Oliver Nelson. Now, part of the reason this record has such an incredible legacy is that it features both Kenny Burrell on guitar and Herbie Hancock on piano. The early 60s, I've read some reviews where folk are just saying this is their favorite record of all time. I suspect that's the best Stanley Turrentine I've had or I'm ever going to have. Sealed Stanley Turrentine. Now, this is actually quite a rare record, and again could be more funk than jazz, but it is, and it is another Kudu record. I really like this. I've had this for a really long time. For those of you in the know, this record is really expensive on Discogs, but will not be really expensive in the list. Now, here's another of the 1500s series, Blue Note. Reminder, powder-coated sleeve, full replica of the original recording, AAA, from the master tapes, all that good business. This is the fabulous Fats Navarro. This is trumpet. This is joy and ecstasy, and a little pathos now and then. My wife and I have decided that we are Fats Navarro fans, and yeah, beautiful record, sealed, another one of those rare. I'm kind of amazed at the sealed jazz records I've got access to at the minute. It will not last. I will not be getting these again. Once they're gone, they're gone. The feedback's been extraordinary. And look at this. This is a sealed box set featuring Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, Dave Brubeck, and Bill Evans. Double album, complete with Obi, never been opened. I'm kind of intrigued as to what's in the box. You can probably see here, it's a fully sealed box all the way around. This series gets fabulous reviews, but no one has had a sealed copy of this that I can see pretty much ever. So how cool is that? Now, I know there are a bunch of you out there who are really enjoying the Japanese reggae pressings because they sound bloody brilliant. And I've got some really interesting ones here, all with Obi. Winston Reedy, look at that cover. That's magnificent. And I have two by Third World, one of which you can see there is a white label promo. So, yeah, beautiful record, that one. And this one is, it just says, it's just summer in your ears. And then finally, a couple of soul compilations, and then a really unusual one. So this series, I've been collecting this series, and I've only got $1. You can see that it's a Japanese first press because the details printed on the sleeve in Japanese. But this is it's called Solid Gold Soul. These were printed on really high quality vinyl, and were basically, you can just stick them on and you'll just have soul classic after soul classic. Perfect for an evening or an afternoon where you just want to chill. And this is my personal favorite soul compilation of all time, just because it's introduced me to several artists that really have become important to me, like James Carr, for example. This is a ZZ Hill. This is Soul Deep. There are 3 volumes of this. This is the original, and only by a smidgen the best. Volume 2 and 3 are also indispensable. I absolutely adore all 3. But this one, Percy Sledge, Dee Warwick, the unbelievable combination of Judy Clay and Otis Clay. It really is magnificent. And the thing is, there's 12 tracks on here. And when I first listened to it, I never heard any of the 12 tracks ever before. And as I was listening to it, I was increasingly bemused as to how I never had, because they just sound like instant classic standards. Yeah, you'll be head scratching, but also, trust me, utterly delighted, and it sounds magnificent. So there you have it, jazz / funk. Some really nice Obi reggae. All of those will all be at really good prices, and some soul compilation. And I almost forgot, this. This is not even listed on Discogs. So this is 1960, I think it's 67 or 68, Japanese first press of a record that is not called the best of Wilson Pickett. This record is actually called The Sound of Wilson Pickett. I think it was his debut. This is a mispress. This should not say that. And I think that's part of the reason why it's never been listed on Discogs. In the Midnight Hour, 634, 5789, Land of a Thousand Dances, Midnight Mover, Stagger Lee. It's a absolutely magnificent record. And this gatefold is pretty special. So, yeah, I feel quite privileged to have this. I've just got a few copies, and I thought someone out there will probably love that. So there you have it. Tonight's jazz, funk, blues, and soul list. I hope you find that interesting. Always feedback is welcome, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.